Hello everybody and welcome to Waddicker's 12 Days of Meatmas Day 9, December 21st. For today we're going to go back onto Ricky Dicky Random and just do some casual Ricky Dicky Random runs. But we're going to mix up the health situation a little bit. We should go with not beefy for sure. Let's go with human. Let's have some more human runs, but this time with Ricky Dicky Random. Here we are, once again.
Target system detected.
What do you got for me?
Take it.
Wow. Now this is gaming. This looks like it's undersized. This looks like it's not supposed to be this small. Like it's a bug. Oh, it's so tiny. Who made this? Well, I mean, at least we know we are in Ricky Dicky Random. Oh well. Anyway, hope you guys are having a good December 21st. You're really close to Christmas. And that's scary. It's always scary every year when Christmas starts rolling around and you think, damn, what's going on this year, you know? The end of the year always ends up sneaking up. What? I was expecting 2 shots to kill, you know? Not 2 shots. Damn. But yeah, Christmas always, or the end of the year always tends to sneak up on people. Every single year it happens. And I think it's understandable. No one really considers the year in whole. I'm so sad because this year I really wanted to get properly into drawing, and I say that every single year, where I haven't really drawn at all for a while. Man, it takes so many shots. Well, I can tell you one thing's for sure, we're replacing this as soon as humanly possible with... Oh, shit! We got the glow... No, the lock, right? Yeah, the lock. The lock. And we got a good mag for it as well. Well, this isn't what I was expecting when I said we wanted to replace it, but... Is there anything more fitting? Let's actually trade this and go for a... let's not trade this, because I completely forgot this is one of those. And we get API, dude! Oh, no! Already we're starting out fairly strong. But yeah, this year and every year for the past 3 years, I've been like, I really want to get back into drawing again. And I every single year, the year passes and I haven't done anything. And I get frustrated. It frustrates me every single year that I see the final few months crawling up and I haven't actually started drawing or anything. I mean, granted, I have done some stuff this year. I did, like, you know, I kind of changed my opinion or, what would it be? My practices. Changed my practices when it comes to drawing, where I don't stress about it anymore. I don't go, oh, I should really draw it right now, and then, like, end up stressing myself into the point where I don't even do it anymore, and just kind of, you know. I think that's one thing that's really hard not to do, is to inadvertently destroy your motivation for doing something just by saying you should be, or just by feeling like you should be doing it, you know? So I try and always, like, tell myself, hey, whenever I want to draw, I can draw at any point. You know, it doesn't really matter when. If I got the motivation, if I don't, then that's fine, you know? If I don't want to draw right now, I don't need to draw. There's no problem with that. This thing is surprisingly effective one-handed. I saw the recoil and got really scared that it was going to be terrible, but it's actually not that bad. So, another year's passing, and I haven't really done that much drawing. I say that I don't mind it when I don't draw anymore, and I can say that all I want. Oof. That kind of sucks. The cyber grenade is not very good. I'll be real with you guys. It's kind of garbage, kind of crap. But oh well. It's a grenade nonetheless. Yeah, I can say that I can be fine with not drawing all I want, but whenever we reach the end of the year and I haven't done anything, and I still get frustrated, maybe I should be pressuring myself a little bit more. But you know, it's just really hard to find the motivation to do so. It's a lot of work to bring yourself to draw. some people have it naturally where they can just open their drawing program and draw. And I'm kind of jealous of those people. I really wish I could do the same thing. But for me, it's kind of like procrastination, you know? I want to draw. I really do. And I really do genuinely want to draw and just do more stuff. I want to eventually create my own, like, proper full story-fledged comics and stuff. But I can't do that if I don't just buckle down and start drawing a lot more. Start finding the drive to draw. And I hate always saying it, and I said it for the past 3 years, but I guess I'm just gonna have to leave it until next year. I mean, we still got a few days left. I could logically hammer out a lot of drawings in that time, but it's not very likely, and I don't think it's very healthy. If there's one thing you shouldn't do, you shouldn't go the complete opposite direction and just hammer out a bunch of drawings at once. Or when it comes to any hobby. If you haven't done it for a while, doing a ton of it at once will burn you out pretty quick. And I've kind of accepted that in terms of H3 for me. I've kind of accepted that after the 12 days of Meatmas, I'm probably going to be burned out of H3. You know, I've played something like 12 hours of H3 VR already, ish, in the past 2 weeks. Which doesn't sound a lot for the people who spend like 5 hours a day playing, because that used to be me. I used to be the type of person who played this game for 12 hours or for like 5 hours a day, every single day. I eventually like broke out of that, but you know, I can understand being there. So for some people who don't play that much, it's no big deal. For me, who hasn't played in months, it's a lot. I was suddenly going in and playing a ton of H3 is probably going to burn me out. I'm probably going to get burnt out. I'm probably not going to want to play it for another month or so. But I think that's fine. I've accepted that. Because... And I've accepted that because, frankly, the advent calendar thing is something I've wanted to do for years. And I'm so glad that I finally kind of buckled down and decided to do it. I kind of accepted that I'm going to be potentially burned out of H3. Because I think it's worth it for this. I think it's worth it to do something that I want to do more, or something I care about more than being burned out, you know? I don't mind getting burned out if it means doing this advent calendar, which I really do enjoy doing. It's a lot of work, a lot more than I'm used to, kind of managing like 3 different VODs a day, you know, 2 streams, 1 recorded video, rendering it out, you know, making sure that all the recording software is good and making sure my streaming software is good, because I have to change some things between streaming and recording. So like, it's a lot of work that I'm not really used to all of a sudden. But so far I'm glad I accepted it, because or so far I'm glad I actually started it, because I can manage it just fine. It's honestly not that hard. Granted, again, I can't do a lot else during the day, so like, I'm usually reserved to like a few hours after the stream is done, a few hours at night. So my sleep schedule right now is pretty bad. You know, I stream, or I go to bed at like 7 AM right now, because I just don't get a lot of free time at the start of my day. Of course, it gets worse and worse the longer and longer I wait, or the longer and longer I sleep, because, you know, the longer or the later I sleep, the less time I have to do anything, or the less time I have in that small chunk of time between like 8 p.m. and midnight to actually stream, record, and edit at the same time. I got to do all that, and like, I mean, granted, I can do the editing afterwards. I don't really need to actually do it immediately. So I usually save it, but you know, for just recording in general, recording 2 hours of footage, then streaming for another 2 hours, maybe even longer, like 4. You know, we're on Ricky, right? Yeah, we're on Ricky. This is a Meatmas weapon. I'm pretty confident this is a Meatmas weapon. It might be. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure this is a Meatmas weapon. I mean, I'm not really interested, unfortunately. Lever actions, not really my style. Oh, dude, the classic. I really love this. This is kind of nostalgic for me, this weapon. The reason for that is because this is like the take and hold weapon back in when take and hold competitive was a thing. This is the one people would use. This is like, because there weren't many battle rifles in the game, so this used to kind of be one of the top tier rifles. So you didn't have much of a choice. It's either you went for like a it was good for sorry for the slur or the blowing, but it was good for the close to end game style weapons, you know?
Override token found.
It was when you weren't at the time yet when you could yeah, this weapon was good for the time when you didn't yet have a 100 round drum mag. But it was really good for the period before that, you know? Okay. This is a suppressor, right? Yeah. So I would like to put the suppressor on this instead. Small tip if you're struggling to put on a suppressor, by the way, I'm not going to show it off. Well, I'm not going to show it off because I've already attached it. But one of the best ways to attach suppressors is to put the gun in a slot and then attach the suppressor, because then the gun has zero collision. And in fact, that's a good way to... Fuck it. In fact, that is also a good way to attach attachments in general. Because if the gun has no collision, you can just put on whatever you want, really. And the suppressor, we can apply that later. But yeah, I'm so glad we got this. This is like bringing back a lot of memories where this was the top tier weapon. This was the battle rifle you were aiming for. This was the gun that was defining, or a gun that defined the end game. Or at least the close end game, like I said. Once you got a an M4 with API and 100 round drum mags, that was it. That was the end game, you know? So this isn't like the end game, but you know, this was good enough. I was talking about art as well earlier. I think I'll continue on with that. But I really love doing artwork. It's really difficult though, and it's really hard to find the motivation for, especially once you it's you know, when you go in and you start drawing and then like it doesn't work out for like an hour or two, you know, you spent an hour or two drawing, you haven't really figured out or gotten anywhere solid yet. You haven't gotten anywhere solid, where you know you're still kind of on the sketching phase. Nothing really still looks half complete, and it really kind of demotivates you, especially when you're trying to do something specific and you just can't get it right. Trying to get this, like a specific angle right, and you know, a specific perspective, and it's not working out, and you're retrying again and again and again, and it's really motivation killing. I mean, since it's really motivation killing, usually the best thing to do is kind of switch that motivation kill to motivation instead. Go the complete opposite direction, where you're like, well, I know I can do it, or even if you know you can't do it, and you can just go like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. You know? I'm gonna keep going until I do it. You know, all this time I'm spending getting part of the way there, but not getting all the way there. You know, not getting to the result that I want is telling me, like, every way not to do it, basically. Let me reiterate a bit, since I'm kind of slurring and I'm kind of half concentrating on the game at the same time. But one of the best way, like, you have a choice when it comes to just designing or doing any project whatsoever. Anything you want, and it can also apply to, I mean, it literally applies to anything. But you usually have a choice whenever you're about to fail, whenever you're about to fall. You usually have the choice to fall backwards or fall forwards. You know, it's up to you whether you fall forwards or not. And if you are going to fall, always try and do it forward, try and move ahead, keep going, and to don't kill your momentum, you know? Falling backwards, it's not the It's not the best thing. You can kind of get out of it all. You can get out of it the same way you can get out of anything. But falling forwards is preferred. So, whenever I do spend a considerable amount of time drawing something and I never get the result I want, I'm not getting there, and I'm spending 2 hours doing this one thing, maybe correcting this one arm, and I'm like, ah, it's so frustrating. But I gotta fall forward instead of backwards. You know, find every single way you can to fail before you succeed, because at least you'll then know every single way you can fail. Oof. I'm not sure. Am I going to take this? I mean, this Trojan is really nice. I really do love this Trojan. But I don't know if I want to keep it, you know? I guess I'll keep it for just having a shotgun. Again, not really the biggest fan of semi-shotguns, because I suck. But we'll keep it. Why not? What I have drawn this year, I really liked, to be honest. So, I really wanted to emulate Monster Hunter World's monster icons. And I really wanted to try and, like, actually analyze that style, you know, get it down to a T, make it so it looked like whatever I was drawing looked like it could have come from the game, you know? As if it was a part of the same art style. And I think I was really motivated to do that, and I think I succeeded for the most part. I haven't finished it. I haven't finished all of them. There was 6 I wanted to complete, and I finished 4, I believe. So I still got some to go, and I hope to get them done at some point soon. Wow, he's green pant. But I'm actually really happy with the progress I made on it, since, you know, I had an idea, and I did the idea. I learned how to do that style, and granted, it probably doesn't look exactly like it came from the game, you know? I love this pistol, by the way. This pistol's fucking gorgeous. We had it earlier, didn't we? We might have had it earlier. We're gonna keep the lock, though. So I'm glad that I was actually able to succeed with what I wanted to do. Not finished yet, but I'll get there eventually. I do still want to draw a lot more than that, though, to be honest. I would really love to draw like once a week, but it sounds really taxing considering I rarely draw like once a month usually. But usually when I draw it in bulk, you know, get an idea, I want to finish it, and then I don't draw again for another 2 months. But I would love to make it more common, and it's really difficult to just find the proper moment to draw. I mean, I should... Ooh, hang on. I should really do what I preach, and say, you know, I should make the time for it. You know, I shouldn't be finding the time to draw. I should be making the time to draw. It's up to me. The time won't just apparate. Sometimes it does. Actually, no, that's a lie. Sometimes the time does apparate. It comes in, and you know, you get the motivation, and you go like, all right, we're gonna draw. But sometimes it never comes, and the real way to continue, or the real way to keep your motivation up, is to make the time. So I think I just got to do that. That instant turnaround into snipe. Man, H3 is so fun. I love H3. I don't think there's any other VR game that's as deserving of of the review scores it has than this. You know, it's not perfect. H3 isn't perfect. It's got a lot of weird design decisions with its modes and some things I don't really like about it. Like I have adamantly stated my dislike for like Return of the Rotwieners as a game from like a gameplay standpoint, like a map standpoint. But I still think it is by far just the best VR game. I really don't think there's any other better VR game out there on the market right now. And it gets better and better every week. Literally, right now anyway, it gets better and better every day. Considering like a new gun every single day, and you know, the fact that this game is still consistently expanding is insane. Considering it's been going on for 4 years, this game has been in a constant state of expansion for 4 years, to the point where we now have like, or I said we, but more like it. The game has like 450 firearms, which I think is, I mean, actually no. I was going to say it's more firearms than any game has ever had, but I'm pretty sure there is some game out there that has had more firearms, like something like Combat Arms, you know, that had 20 different variations of every single gun, and you know. Oh, we're nearly dead. Oh, we don't have a health source. That's fine. Honestly, barely even noticed. Oh. No. What happened? For some reason, the gun wasn't firing.
Encryption neutralized. Hold successful. Data
I'm honestly not sure if I want to stream art.
override tokens found.
It's kind of a difficult
Advance to next
proposition.
system node and take it.
I mean, I have wanted to stream art. I just don't think it's that very. I don't think it's very interesting to stream. I mean, it could be, depending if I did like requests and stuff. People ask me like, "Hey, can you draw this?" And yeah, I'll probably be fine with that.
Override token found.
But you know, compared to streaming a game, seems kind of. It's a difficult sell. I was gonna try and go for a health source, but honestly, I don't really mind if this one ends in the next like 2 minutes, less. This one going on for a long time might not be what we want.
Override token found.
Yeet. By the way, I purposely didn't take those health power-ups because, you know, like I just said, don't mind if this run ends. This, you know, we can still go for as long as we want, but let's try and do it with this amount of HP. Granted, there's always the perfect opportunity for comedic timing. Me saying, "Oh, let's go for as long as we can," and then like, we just get iced. And man, Hitman 47 comes in and ruins the run completely. I mean, honestly, it depends on what hole we're getting. Who knows, we might actually genuinely be in trouble. Oh no, it's this one. Oh. This one isn't that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. And I don't mean bad as in badly designed. I mean bad as in like, oh, it gets me every time. It's just the whole openness, having 4 different lanes to work with. I'm actually really satisfied with the majority of the points in this, or the majority of the hold points in this reworked map. I think they're all pretty fantastic. At the very least, they're all very, like, a lot better design than they were in the original map, because I said it on Mr. King's stream last night, but the original Take and Hold map, the Take and Hold Classic, wasn't even intended to be a playable level. It was a lighting test, which is why there was like all the weird like blue-red thingy lights, the green lighting and stuff, and it was basically testing how this specific texture mapping and like you know, all the shapes he was using. Because this is I guess, how do I explain this? I don't know the exact terminology because I'm not a game developer. But he basically had a set of objects, like kind of like stuff you would get in a level creator, or like an in-game level creator. and he would just place them down and create boxes and rooms and stuff. And that's why every room is a box and every corridor is like long, and there's no like round shapes in this. Because it's all just single assets that he cobbles together to create a bigger level. Like a level creator works. Where's this? Oh, there it is. That's really hard to see. There it is. But the original Take and Hold map wasn't intended to be anything playable. It was just intended to be like a lighting test and a level creation test. Not like a public level creation, his own level creation. So, like a lot of the old hold points were, quite frankly, terrible. Like, but they weren't designed to be actually playable, so... He kind of just saw every point that kind of converged or had multiple entrances in the map and was like, alright, we'll make this a hold point. So some of them are like really, really bad. Specifically, like, Red Room. I mean, Red Room wasn't terrible in Taken Hold Classic. It was okay. It was memed up to be terrible. But the ones that were really terrible was like the really small room with the single platform you were practically forced to go up. If any of you remember that one. There was also quote unquote triple flank. No! Man, those grenades take a long time to explode. But yeah, there was quote unquote triple flank in the map. In Taken Hold Classic. Triple flank was pretty bad. I think this is where we died because we're just getting swarmed again. Yep. Understandable. Oh well. It was a really good run time actually. Yeah, we'll cut it short. We'll keep it that short. Because it was just a good run anyway. A lot of interesting stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Day 9, December 21st. I hope you have a good December 21st, and I will see you tomorrow. See ya.